Hey guys, and welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. In the last part, we started the Trouble Center trouble for Miss Mouse. She tells you that you have to find a hidden badge in Hooktail's castle, so that's why we're back here. You have to backtrack all the way back to Hooktail's room and blow away whatever the fuck that's supposed to be in order to get the Attack FX B badge. I think
It's a piece of paper. It's
yeah,
a piece of paper.
it's a piece of paper. So yeah, so that
Oh, this magical door went right back to Rugport.
you see, that's the power of editing there.
Oh, so you're the key maker, or the key master in the Matrix Reloaded.
Well, he can
Just put the right key inside the lock, twist it open. There you go. You're in Center City, baby.
I used a portal gun, I guess. So yeah, that normally takes about like 10 minutes. With the power of editing, it took about 30 seconds. So yeah. But anyway, this is an important Trouble Center mission to do because doing it will actually allow Miss Mouse to join your party. And when I was first playing the game, I didn't know that she could join your party until after I had already beaten Chapter 8. Because at that point, I did all of the Trouble Center missions in a row in order. And
Yeah, that's what I did.
and then I got here and it was like, son of a bitch. So yeah, Miss Mouse is here now. I can't actually believe that I beat the game without having two item cooking. So yeah, Miss Mouse is an optional party member, so her field ability isn't needed at any point. I think all it does is let you know if there's any hidden shit in the room you're in. So she's probably not someone who you're going to be having out at any particular point, but she's pretty useful in battle. She's essentially a nerfed version of Watt from the original Paper Mario, in that all of her attacks can pierce defense. Unfortunately, she does less damage than Watt does, so that's why she's not as honestly broken as Watt was. I believe she can also steal items from enemies, and since enemies can be holding items and sometimes even badges, it is good to have her because it's free stuff. So yeah.
Thief class is always lucrative. It depends on the game, but most of the time, thief classes can give you a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
If you know where to pedal.
Well, the enemies will always, you can always see what the enemy's holding, so you don't have to like steal and know that nothing's there. But I believe that the chance that an enemy will be holding a badge is ridiculously low, like 1 in, I think it's like 256 or something like that. So it's not like you can grind badges this way, or at least efficiently at the very least.
It's probably 1 in 255, because as far as I know, 255 is as high as random number generators go.
Yeah, it's probably. All I know is that it's obnoxious. So you'll probably see 1 or 2 throughout the course of the game, just due to sheer chance, because you're probably going to be doing more than 255 battles in the course of the game anyway. But it's not something that you would really want to spend time on. I guess is grinding badges, because honestly, I think you can buy almost every badge you need in the badge shop. If you miss one or something, so it's never required to 100% the game at any point. So, yeah.
So, why did this guy take his priceless skull gem to a bar and sit it on a table where anyone could see it?
Because Flavio's an asshole.
He's also not very bright.
No, he's a dumbass. Anyway, since the next crystal star is in the middle of the ocean on an island, we need a boat, and this is the only asshole in the town who has a boat that is willing to go to. I believe it's Keyhole Key. That's the name of the island. It's like cursed and stuff, and Rogueport's full of a bunch of superstitious assholes. So he's the only one dumb enough to allow us to take his ship over to Keyhole Key. I don't know how to pronounce it. So yeah, so that's why we have to put up with him throughout the entire chapter. And yeah, so he's pretty. He's honestly one of my favorite characters in the game, just because he's got some of the best lines. I love characters that are full of themselves too. I find them hilarious when they're played for comedy, I should say. If they're played straight, or if they're like in an antagonistic role, I hate them. I want to punch them. But when they're like this, where they're obviously being played for laughs, I can't help but like the guy. So yeah. It's kind of an either an extreme, like I love this guy, or I hate this guy. I love you, but I hate you. But I love you, but I hate you.
Oh, Calamia.
What? What?
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you did. You
No,
liar.
I did not. I think you're listening to
Okay.
too much of them fucking ultra jellies.
Oh man, damn. Wait, why are you using ultra jellies in chapter 5? You're wasting that shit. Costs like 400.
Did first time playthrough Ted know that?
Yeah, because I'd played Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario, before I played Thousand Year Door. Meaning, I knew that Jelly Ultras were really fucking good, and I shouldn't waste them until the end of the game.
We see, I will start responding to that, but there's a goddamn dog barking outside.
Oh, so that's coming from you this time?
Yeah. God, now I know what Ryan and Lewis feel like. It sucks.
Oh, man. So, anyway, yeah. See, he volunteers us as leader, but we're captain for some reason. So, everybody who you meet in Chapter 5, well, almost everybody will refer to you as captain. So, that's pretty cool.
Wow, I've never seen a pirate captain dressed in overalls and a red cap.
Um, more captain-y than Luffy, at the very least. But yeah, it also kind of continues a trend throughout Thousand Year Door in that nobody calls Mario Mario, which I find amusing for some reason. So yeah, so this is I think the ship's name is the SS Flavion. I believe is this the ship that they have in the Smash 4 stage, or do they use Cortez's ship?
No idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Oh yeah, and also look at that totally not Lord Crump guy at the right. Man. Yeah, that.
I'm sure he's just he defected.
Yeah, no, I think they say his name's Four Eyes, and nobody notices, even though he talks suspiciously the entire time. So, yeah.
What if the twist was Crump was inside the Bob-omb?
That would actually have been really funny.
Is that a bob-omb with an underwater propeller?
Yeah. I think it's supposed to either be bones or it's supposed to be like a. No, those are bones. I thought that they.
Yeah, they're bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
It's supposed to look like a pirate's steering wheel. So.
Yeah, this
It's
is
a pirate bob-omb.
Yeah, I think this is Pop Hatch, who's one of the more prominent NPCs in Chapter 5. I love Chapter 5 a lot. It's one of my favorite chapters in the game. Partially because there's a lot of really memorable NPC characters all throughout. There's Pop Hatch, there's Flavio. There's the green toad on the ledge is looking for his brother too, and he's been shy throughout the whole game. So there's just a lot of really memorable cast members in this part of the game. So that's part of it. That's especially true when you compare it to Chapter 4, where there was really only the mayor who was memorable from Twilight Town, and even then, not so much. I mean, granted, the entire chapter is more about Mario and Vivian than it is about any of the NPC characters, but still. But anyway, now we have to find Admiral Bobbery, who is the only navigator in the town. So we have to find him in order to get the ship.
Oh, let me guess. He's got troubles of his own, and we'll have to do an errand for him. But in order to complete that errand, we'll have to do an errand for someone else. But in order to complete that errand,
cycle of errands,
we'll have to do another errand for someone else.
Not exactly. He's not. It's not really a matter of him needing an errand. It's just he doesn't. Slight spoiler alert, he just straight up doesn't want to do it, is the thing. Like, he's done sailing, so we'll be seeing more of him in just a moment. You're supposed to get on top of the rooftops in order to, because the door to his house is locked. I think it's the house to the left right there, to the left of the trouble center, that's his house. But the door is locked, so in order to get
breaking and entering.
Yeah, so in order, you have to get to the rooftops, and I believe we have to use the roll-up ability to go inside. So, yeah, I like having Vivian now because she's one of my. I don't think I knew that Star Piece was there before this playthrough.
You kind of went right for it, though.
I think no, I was just trying to get behind to get the Shine Sprite, which I knew was there. Oh, also this lady. If you talk to her, she will give you the. I believe she adds more. Parts of the story throughout as you play through the game, but if you talk to her, you will get the Legend of the Crystal Stars and basically what happened to them before. Oh no, the entire thing's here. now, but you talk to her and you pay her 5 coins, and she'll tell you the tale of the crystal stars and the original heroes that sealed away the demon inside the Thousand-Year Door. It's a really interesting story. This is where you get a lot of backstory surrounding the game, where the 4 curse chests came from. There's actually references to Cortez, who is the boss of Chapter 5. There's a lot of stuff. It's really interesting. Now, you don't have to pay in-game coins in order to hear the stories because it's all online, but yeah. But I'm not gonna read through all of it because that would be boring. But I just wanted to show that it was there. So, yeah, it's a lot of good lore in this game. So yeah, this is Admiral Bobberay. His propeller is a ship's wheel. There's a word for it, but I don't remember what it is. Also, break into his house and then you get a shine sprite. So, woo.
That's the kind of backstory that I think an RPG benefits from, because the lore of Rogueport is not the point of the story.
Oh no, it's not. But it's also really.
No one cares about Rogueport.
Well, no, I care about Rogueport, but it's.
But it's full of rogues.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. It's there for you to find if you look for it, but there's no point in this. There's no point in the story where somebody rants at you about things that happened 100 years before the game happens.
Yeah.
And that don't really have an awful lot of impact on the game's plot as a whole.
Or relevance, for that matter.
Yeah, so it's there for it's world building that's not necessary to find, but it's certainly interesting when you do, and you want to learn more. It's kind of, you're more interested in it when you find it by accident as opposed to when you get a huge text dump. So yeah, I enjoy that quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a different thing when you're going through the adventure and then like the villains or the good guys go on and on about this event without really clarifying what they're talking about, because they want you to go out of your way to pay 5 coins for a piece of the backstory they don't feel like telling you the story.
Yeah,
that's the kind of shit I hate.
Yeah. But when it's like an old crazy woman on the roofs who's like, "Give me 5 coins and I'll tell you a story," it's a little.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, here we get to one of the saddest pieces of the game. This is one of the most touching scenes in video games to me. And I admit that personally, this is more touching for me because of my personal experiences going around the time when I first played the game. But basically, here's when we hear the story of Bobbery and why he doesn't want to sail again. Basically, he was married and his wife got sick and died while she was while he was out on the sea, and so he blames himself for it and he doesn't want to go sailing ever again. And this is touching for me in a couple of reasons. One is that I don't think they say the word death, but they make it pretty obvious that she's dead. So they don't suck her into the shadow realm or whatever. So there's that, and also it's a very kind of human and emotional scene. So, and it's not overplayed for drama, I think, either. I always felt it was really touching. And again, this is a lot of it is due to what was going on in my life when I first played the game, because I played this not long after my grandmother passed away, so I kind of tie certain emotions into the scene. So, there's that. But it's just this part of the game, it always gets me teary-eyed. So, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I think we have to. Although this guy's an asshole, the bartender here, because he had this letter from Bobbery's wife for years, but he didn't give it to Bobbery because he was too much of a coward in order to give it to him. So I feel bad for him in that kind of sense, but it's not necessarily the backstory itself, but it's Bobbery's reaction when he actually reads the letter that kind of always hits me in the feels, as it were.
God damn it, Barkeep.
You want to know what's impressive, though? This guy managed to pass you a letter without stopping his ceaseless cleaning of that one glass.
His third arm.
That glass is really fucking dirty, man. Like, he's been at it for years, and that smudge just will never go away.
He's like that one grubby bartender in Harry Potter who spends so much time rubbing, trying to clean off that one glass while he's eavesdropping that he actually starts making it dirty with the rag again.
What part of what book was that in? I don't remember that part.
I forget which book that particular scene is in, but I know who the bartender actually is, and it's Aberforth. So,
Yeah.
Somewhere in the bar that smells like goats, whatever it was called. I think it was called the Hogshead. Yeah, that's the one.
Ah, okay.
My memory of Harry Potter lore is somewhat patchy.
You're gonna be massacred for it in the comments section, because if there's one thing you do not want to do, it's piss off Harry Potter fans, because they jump on you for the slightest
Yeah,
error.
why couldn't Harry and Ron just ride the Eagles to Mordor?
More important question, if Hermione had a thing that allowed her to go back in time, why didn't she give that to Harry and allow him to go back in time and stop Voldemort from killing his parents?
Because it could only... Oh, no. It goes back in increments of hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
I never would have guessed Darth Vader is Neville Longbottom's father.
I know it. Okay, I understand that it would take forever to turn the thing around that far, but I mean, still, if you could save your parents, man, I'd do it. So yeah.
No, the other
Then
thing
he wouldn't
is...
become Batman later.
The other thing is, though, at no point do they actually change the past with a time turner.
Well, they could try.
No, they were just going right along the hands of fate.
Yeah. But anyway, now that we talked to Bobbery, we can go to Chapter 5. Also, a good thing to note if you're playing along with us, Chapter 5 is a point of no return. So once you start Chapter 5, you aren't going back to Rogueport until you finish Chapter 5. So if there's anything you want to do in the town, make sure to do it before you set sail.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Do it now. So yeah. That's just important. I don't know if anybody's playing along with us as we're going, because that would be really frustrating to have to stop.
They
for
really
a month
hate
and a
it.
half.
They really hate it when we take our Final Fantasy IX breaks.
Yeah, it's just like, oh right,
Well,
I can't.
I know people are playing along with Final Fantasy IX, so
Yeah.
in which case, why you can just follow HC Bailey, but
Yeah, it's just it's just like, oh man, I can't wait to start Disc 2. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to wait 3 weeks in order for them to get through all.
When
the
did 9
Mario
become
parts.
Paper Mario?
Yeah. Huh? I didn't know.
Of course, all of this is moot if you happen to be watching this like 6 months after we put it up and the entire playthroughs are up. Play along then, to your heart's content.
Yeah, but that's always a little weird, because I thought the idea was that like you played through the as it uploaded, you played the 15 minutes or so that they got through that day. When you're playing it as you're watching along on the playlist, it's like you watch a 15-minute video and then you play 15 minutes of the game and then you swap back. I guess that could work, but I don't know, it's a little weird.
Hey, we live in the age of mobile phones and laptop computers. You can always have a computer next to you.
Oh, so then you'd be watching Thousand Year Door while you play Thousand Year Door? Man, that's like meta and shit.
You can watch Thousand Year Door and play Thousand Year Door while watching Thousand Year Door.
Well, that's just
Say
redundant.
it again.